Hey there, loan officers. Are you tired of being tied to a single bank, working for somebody else, and only getting a fraction of the commissions that you're working so hard to bring in? Well, in this video, I'm about to unleash the secret sauce on how you can break free from the corporate chains and become an independent mortgage broker. I'm Megan Marsh, one of the founders of Collab Lending and Collab Brands, and I know exactly how frustrating it can be to feel trapped in a job that doesn't fulfill you any longer or doesn't really realize your true potential. As a former loan officer myself who has worked at a mortgage brokerage for years and at a retail lender, I've been through the ups and downs of the industry, and I can tell you firsthand that becoming an independent mortgage broker was the best decision I ever made. So let's dive into the world of independent mortgage brokering, a career path that is both challenging yet fulfilling and potentially more lucrative than being a traditional loan officer at somebody else's company. So as an independent mortgage broker, you can enjoy the freedom to work with multiple lenders rather than being tied to a single bank, as well as you can expand and open other businesses that will help you build a financial foundation for your family that can exceed your wildest expectations. This career transition doesn't come without its challenges. Stepping out on your own means building technology, marketing, and sometimes teams from scratch and navigating the industry independently and staying updated with the ever-changing regulations and market trends. But don't let these challenges deter you. Overcoming them is not only possible, but also gratifying, and it offers you a level of career satisfaction that's really hard to match in other roles. I want to share a personal story that I don't talk about very often, but I hope it will help you see how strong you can be when you need to be and how you can turn a poor situation into the best occurrence of your career. I have gone through 3 or 4 transitions as a loan officer to a mortgage business owner when opening my own mortgage brokerages over the last 20 years. Some were bad, really, really bad, and some were amazing. So here's the difference between a few transitions and just some stories behind them. So my first transition from LO to business owner, I didn't want to start my own business. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was happy making good money, only making 75 basis points, not knowing what other people got paid. I had worked for 8 years at a local mortgage brokerage. Well, one day I walked into the office and I had what I now call my Jerry Maguire moment. The owner of the brokerage I worked for, when my pipeline shrunk, thought I was starting to set up my own company, and he fired me. The next 10 minutes were a whirlwind of coworkers walking out with me, police being called, me sitting in my car in shock, wondering what the heck just happened and what was I going to do. I knew I wasn't going to go work for somebody else like that ever again. So I started my first mortgage brokerage. And this transition was hard as I had to restart my pipeline and take reduced pay for the first 6 to 9 months. I had to borrow some money to get started, and I also got hit with a lawsuit. But it resulted in growing my business to twice its size than it had been for the first 8 years in the industry by having the freedom to do the things that I knew I needed to do to grow my business. The second transition was when I already was a mortgage broker. We decided for some reason to go and join a retail mortgage company. And the really cool thing is when you own the brokerage, when you transition to another company, when you own it, you can keep closing your loans when you're at another company and still get paid for the loans. You don't lose that pipeline. It doesn't go away. Somebody else doesn't decide to not pay you for it. And I've done that 2 different times in 2 of my transitions when I owned a mortgage brokerage and decided to do something different because I was in control. My last transition I'm going to tell you about is when I got pregnant with my 4th baby. I was tired at the time, and it's part of that second transition I just told you about where I went over to a retail bank. So 1 year later, when we opened our brokerage back up and promised ourselves that we would never be anything but a mortgage broker again, we had to transition this one last time. And once again, we lost our pipeline because we didn't have control over it when we didn't own the business. This was also when I made the decision to help other loan officers open their own mortgage brokerages, so they didn't have to go through the fear, the mistakes, the lack of guidance. Now that you know how transitions can go and what matters in transitions is you being in control and you owning, let's dig into the best ways to prepare yourself for opening your own mortgage brokerage. It's important to have a solid business plan in place while you file your company's LLC. And you want to have a roadmap that serves as your anchor and directs your business decisions in that first year and helps you maintain focus on what you're reaching for. And a key component of a robust business plan is taking your current production and making sure that you plan out your company in a way that will set you up for success financially. You want to identify your target audience. You want to start looking at products you never had access to before. Think about who your ideal clients are, what their needs are, and how you can fulfill those needs better than your competitors. By understanding your clients, you can tailor your marketing strategies and services more effectively to attract and retain people. And don't be afraid to target clients you could never service before. As a mortgage broker, you're gonna have new products that could help you weather many storms. Then comes the financial aspect of your plan. Create realistic financial projections is really important. It includes forecasting what your revenue is gonna be, what expenses you're gonna have, and how profitable you can be. Remember, the goal here is not just to survive, but to thrive in the industry. By knowing your numbers well in advance, you can make really smart decisions that contribute to your overall financial health and the stability of your business. So once your plan's in place, another important aspect of becoming an independent mortgage broker is obtaining the licenses and the certifications. I'm sure most of you know that there's regulations, there's requirements that may vary from state to state, but it's important to research them and understand what each state requires. The National Mortgage Licensing System, NMLS, is that key resource that provides detailed information and gives you a checklist based on your state of what's going to be required. Generally, you're going to need to complete, if you don't have your NMLS number yet, you're going to need to complete that pre-licensing course that's approved by NMLS if you never took the national exam. And this is typically that 20-hour course covering federal law, ethics, and loan origination. Now, remember, navigating the regulatory landscape doesn't end once you have obtained your license. You have to get your company license, which is where that checklist comes in. But it's crucial to stay updated as you open your company with the latest regulations and things that change in the industry. Just regularly review industry news, participate in continuing education, consult with experts that can help ensure that your business remains compliant. Now let's talk about choosing the right location for your brokerage. So choosing it is a strategic decision and it can significantly affect your business's success. It's essential to align your office with your target market, but also your production. If you're focusing on the same clients you had, use those numbers to figure out what you can afford in an office and set up your office in places that will support if you have a team already that needs to come to a central location. If you don't quite have the production numbers yet, maybe you need to operate out of your home if your state allows that. If you're going towards certain target clients, you might need to find a location if you're working with clients that are doing reverse mortgages, because sometimes the older generation wants to come into the office, whereas other clients are more virtual. The other part about picking an office that I forgot to mention is growth. If you anticipate hiring more staff and you want them to be in your office, make sure you pick a space that can accommodate you as you grow. All right, now I'm going to share some insider secrets and tactics for attracting clients and building a strong pipeline and leveraging your existing client base and network of real estate agents and business referring partners. Building a strong team is a critical factor in growing your independent mortgage brokerage. It took me a full year to learn this lesson. Once I did, surrounding yourself with other experienced loan officers or hiring an experienced LOA and dedicated support staff can significantly help not just your operational effectiveness, but the growth of your company. Bringing in experienced loan officers will take less of your time so you can focus on growing your business and your pipeline. And having support staff such as assistants will enable you to focus on your core genius, which is going out and producing and getting more loans. It's also equally important to establish collaboration with trusted industry professionals and other LOs, attorneys, appraisers. Their expertise in their fields will be invaluable in you figuring out how to close more deals. And these partnerships can also create reciprocal referral opportunities, further strengthening your pipeline. Remember, the strength of your team and your network will reflect directly on your business. By investing in the right people, and fostering strong professional relationships, you can lay a solid foundation for your business going forward. Embarking on the journey of running an independent mortgage brokerage can present several challenges and pitfalls, particularly if you overlook some of the most important things of sales and marketing, or attempting to navigate all business aspects at once. Remember, sales and marketing are the lifeblood of any successful brokerage, and neglecting marketing in these areas can lead to a shortage of clients down the road. It can hinder your growth and even threaten the viability of your business. It's essential to devise a well-planned, robust strategy for people who are selling in your company, how you're going to market your business, and how you're going to differentiate yourself from competitors. Trying to wear all the hats in your business can really be detrimental, and I know it's hard. But while it's important to understand all the workings of your business, attempting to do everything yourself is both impractical and it's not sustainable. It can lead to burnout and hinder your ability to focus on strategic decision-making that's crucial for growth. So make sure you start delegating from the beginning and picking strong administrative support, so it frees up your time to concentrate on the core and most important things in your business. Having that strong team around you is what took my business for the first time in 8 years from 150 loans to 200 to 300 loans. Also, foregoing professional advice in areas outside your expertise just because it costs money, like legal or financial or accounting, is really going to open you up to risk. So don't do that. Find the best. These are the types of relationships that'll arm you with the knowledge to begin your journey correctly. And there will be challenges along the way. I can guarantee you that. But remember that with anything good comes obstacles. The fluctuating interest rates and market competition and the responsibility of maintaining your clients' trust through all of this is also overwhelming when you're doing this on your own. But take the leap, invest in your growth, in your independence, and become the mortgage broker that you want to be. This is your moment to make a difference in your career and in the lives of your clients and your team and your family. Turn potential into reality. And if you are like me and other loan officers who don't want to take the journey on your own, schedule a discovery call with our team to learn more about our membership community, where we've created a course just for loan officers taking this leap into becoming a mortgage broker owner. You get templates, guidance, help that would take you years to learn on your own. And if you want even more help than a course or membership, our premium program is a partnership with mortgage broker owners through our franchise. Talk about a smooth transition. We go so far as setting up your mortgage brokerage for you. We build out your loan system, your CRM, give you marketing campaigns, and even provide training for your loan officers. There is nothing like it in the industry today. So don't just lend money, lend yourself to success as a broker. Take the opportunity and start shaping what you want your future to be if it hasn't been like that up until now. The journey to independence may be challenging, but it's also filled with a lot of really cool things. And remember, it's not just the destination, but it's the journey itself that's fun. So take the leap, embrace the journey, and let the world witness the rise of a successful independent mortgage broker.